Should you favour companies run by their founders? Do founders know best?
I don't know really. I guess that could be true to an extent. I think if there is a founder in a small company and he was running it for say 5, 6, 7 years, whatever, before it floated, and he's still with it after it floated, and he's still got a big, shareholding in the company, so he's committed to the company, then yeah, that's probably a good situation. Yeah, I'd like that.
Should we trust broker recommendations and analyst reports?
Yeah, I never look at them. Absolute waste of time.
So why do you feel like that?
Do you know, the only thing I like in a analyst report or a broker report are the consensus forecasts, the EPS forecast. That's the bit that's useful to me. I can analyse the company myself to a large extent, figure out what it does, figure out what its management are like, figure out its, its history, all the, what will make it good, what it's doing in its strategy, which gives it, growth opportunities for future. So I can do all that kind of stuff myself. So to an extent, it's like, what can an analyst who's fresh out of college tell me that I can't figure out myself? Okay, to be fair, there are certain things in analyst reports that do help, but things like Investors Chronicle, Shares Magazine is another good one. They read these reports anyway, and they will tell you the salient bits from things. You don't really need to know it. The most useful bit is the EPS forecast. Is
buying into IPOs a good idea?
Yeah, do you know, as far as thinking about this morning, I think it's a very good idea. But a lot, there's that thing, don't buy IPOs. It's just usual nonsense. I think you've got to be careful, as with anything. You've got to be really careful. But interesting, we're in a situation with the market at the moment where, you could argue a lot of stuff is getting pretty fully valued. It's hard to say these markets are cheap. You might be able to find the odd share that's cheap, but overall markets are looking quite expensive, really. There's a lot of stocks on like forward PEs, high 20s and in their 30s. I mean, that's an expensive market. Since the dot-com days, we haven't seen anything like that. So you can argue that a lot of stocks are getting expensive. So if stocks are getting expensive, what can you buy? Well, the answer is the IPOs. If you get the good IPOs, you can do really well on them. So, like SafeStar that we talked about earlier was originally an IPO, and I did really well on it. So there's loads like that. Boo was an IPO. So, most things are an IPO at some point.